Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what can I say? All the cool kids are doing it. In our first story, a choosing beggar who is also a terrible dog owner tests the boundaries of just how long you can leave your dog with a friend before you lose permanent custody of said dog. Let's jump right in. Years ago, a friend of mine got a puppy because his new girlfriend loves dogs. It was a golden retriever, so a generally easy to train dog that's food motivated and a pretty fast learner. He asks if I can watch his dog for a weekend, give or take a few days, because he didn't know how long he'd be out of town visiting his ailing grandmother. I agree and ask about what type of dog food the dog eats. Table scraps. I asked what kind of dog food. Table scraps! He eats what I eat! This doofus doesn't even have dog food. He says he feeds the dog canned army surplus chili routinely because he gets 10 cans for $1. I tell him he's going to kill this dog and try to explain about the dog's diet. He agrees to get the dog on regular dog food, but he also sounds like he's not actually going to do it. He comes and he drops off this huge fat butt puppy that farts like crazy and makes this weird hork hork noise when it breathes too hard. I basically rip my friend a new butthole for being a stupid dog owner. He leaves and says, "I'm going to get him on good dog food. We're going to walk him when my girlfriend moves in," and blah blah blah, trails off into bull stuff about being busy with work and depression and other excuses. He later texts me and says the dog isn't house trained. Yeah, thanks for the heads up, idiot. I figured that out when the dog took a massive chili stank poo in my bedroom and peed all over the kitchen. He then asks me to get the dog some toys, start the dog on a pretty expensive dog food, Beneful, IIRC, because he did some research and it's the best. Right. He saw a commercial on TV and try to house train him before he comes home. I think this butthole planned it to have me train his dog and pay for toys because he's lazy and cheap. Well, while he's gone, my friend's new girlfriend dumps him because he was stupid enough to post check-ins on Facebook and make comments about having a great time reconnecting with an ex in his hometown. It might not have been too bad until he said something like, "A couple more beers and I think she'll be ripe for the picking." Some dumb stuff about planning to bang her. And now I'm even more peed off because I was told he was going to visit his grandmother and help her pack and move into some assisted living place. He's checking in at places 2,000 miles from where his grandmother lives. So, the girlfriend dumps him, and now that the girlfriend isn't around, he has no need for a dog. The weekend, give or take a few days, ended up being 2 years. After 2 weeks, I called. No answer. Texted asking when he was coming home. No answer. He basically ignored me for 2 years. 2 years later, the phone rings. It's him acting like we're best friends. It's like we'd been buddy-buddy and nothing ever happened. It's an awkward conversation, like he's talking just to talk and doesn't really care about catching up. I figure he's going to ask for the dog. Nope. We end the conversation and that's it. He calls a few more times over the next couple weeks, and I think maybe he's really trying to reconnect. By now, I really don't even want to, though. On the 4th or 5th call, it happens. He tells me he wants his dog back. Then comes a few waves of choosing beggar level bull. I get upset about the grandma lies, ignoring me, ditching the dog, and just being an all-around butthead. I flat out tell him to drop dead. He gives me this sob story about how I kept the dog from him for 2 years, and now all he wants is a chance to cuddle some fluffy love. I tell him to drop dead again. He tells me his girlfriend loves dogs and I'm denying her a chance to have fluffy love. I assume fluffy love is what his dim-witted girlfriend called pet ownership. I tell him to drop dead. Finally, he pulls out the old, "It's really for the baby. No kid should grow up without a pet. Would you really deny a child the chance to grow up with a loving dog?" I tell him I don't give a flip, and he's not getting the dog so he can destroy him with canned chili and neglect. He demands $1,500, saying that's what he paid. I know he paid $800. I tell him he owes me $3,600 for a hip operation for the dog, as well as general vet visits, shots, toys, food, collars, leashes, grooming, etc. He tells me to flip off and says he's going to sue. Fine, go ahead. Not surprisingly, I never hear anything else about it. I'm proud to report that friend hasn't made contact in several years. Buddy is almost 10 years old, in good shape, and super happy. Story 2 is really just a public service announcement. I wouldn't want you to lose this amazing opportunity. Looking for a personal assistant to take care of answering and screening calls, fetching lunch, fixing sandwiches, preparing caramel macchiatos, correcting spelling and grammar, advice on personal fashion choices, keeping me grounded, and emotional support. This is an internship position, and as such will be paid with valuable experience rather than cash. The right person for the job will see this as actually a better deal. Contact Karen for more details. Every once in a while, I get genuinely upset that Reddit makes these posts anonymous. I'm amazing at making sandwiches, and the opportunity to keep you grounded and give you emotional support? What a dream. In story 3, we have a choosing beggar, crafty old lady who wants to bring her hearing into the modern age. I'm in training to be a hearing aid acoustician in Germany, and most of the time it is a very interesting and relaxed job. You learn about people, get to help them, and they're happy that they can finally understand their grandchildren again. But now we have this lady walking into our shop, already testing hearing aids at another shop, which is fine, you can test all you want. She says she hates the one she's wearing at the moment, the normal behind the ear ones, and she doesn't want those anymore, and we should make her in-ear ones instead, and she doesn't want to pay anything for them. I have to digress a bit to explain that. In Germany, we have hearing aids that are completely paid for by your health insurance company. Every acoustician has a line of hearing aids that are especially for these contracts with the insurance companies. They're actually pretty good ones by now, and many people are very happy with them. You can get new ones every 6 years, so she actually can get in-ear hearing aids for free. She really doesn't want to test the behind-the-ear ones first at our shop and doesn't want to pay anything for them herself. She was very insistent on that. So my boss makes her sign a paper that she will take those if we build them for her. So she goes home and we order the personalized in-ear hearing aids for her. A couple days later, she called us and asked if she can control the aids with an app. No, she can't, because that is not something the health insurance companies pay for. We explained that to her, and she keeps asking if we can't just include it in her hearing aids. No, we can't. It's not something the health insurance company pays for. If she wants that, she would have to pay for that herself. After some discussion, she finally hangs up. The next day, she keeps calling again and again. Why can't we include that? Because apparently another shop offers that within the aids paid for by the insurance. They do not. My boss called them and asked after the 5th time this lady called us. So now she is at the point where she wants us to stop the other order, which is already being built especially for her ears. We can't use that hearing aid for anyone else. We would have to throw it away and give her the more expensive one with app controls for free as a compensation for her trouble. We'll see if she gets through with that. We all hope she doesn't, but we have to wait to see what our company says about that. Story 4 shows us a choosing beggar who sees some free stuff by the side of the road and thinks, with a little work, I'd be willing to take that. So I've been cleaning out the garage and house over the past few weeks, some stuff to charity, some stuff out on the curb. Usually the stuff on the curb is gone within a day or two with no incident. There was a mystery a couple weeks back where a bunch of old wads of gum were flung about, but then I remembered I stuck out an old table that had been in a kid's room, so I deduced that someone had flipped it over and spent the time to pick off the child's hidden stash and return the masticated lumps to my lawn. You're welcome, and thanks. On to the choosy story. Yesterday, I placed a wrought iron rack for holding outdoor barbecue gear on hooks. I get a knock on the door and a lady is there. Free rack. Yep. Need any help loading it up? It's a little rusty and dirty. Want me to wipe it off or something? I'll take it if you spray paint it. Rust prevention, black. I was trying to be non-belligerent. Well, I don't have any paint. I'll leave you my number, so after you go buy some paint, it won't cost you much, and have restored it, you can give me a call and I'll come get it. Or you can deliver even, maybe. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. After a little more worthless banter of her trying to cajole me into being a better person by not putting out non-perfect free stuff, or at least improving my junk to her liking, she beelines through my flower bed and across my lawn. I say, "Thanks for stomping on my flowers," and she proceeds to fling the thing in her trunk and say, "Flip you," while giving me the finger. In our final story, a choosing beggar wants to buy a cheap car, and everybody knows the number one way to get a great deal is insults. Hey, this is Kiera. I'm a friend with Brad. He told me you have a cheap car for sale? Good evening, yes, I'm selling my 2006 Honda Civic. It's my third vehicle and I don't have much use for it anymore. Did he mention price? No, he just said it was cheap. How much? I'm asking $3,000. It only has 100,000 miles on it and it's pretty clean. Only has a scuff on the rear bumper from when someone tapped it while they were trying to parallel park. Of course, some miscellaneous door dings, scratches, etc. Brand new tires and brake pads, too. LOL. I'm sorry? LOL. It means laugh out loud. I think it's funny you want $3,000. I could buy a BMW for that. Right. Well, I can tell you with 100% certainty that the $3,000 BMW will not be nearly as reliable or cost-effective as my Civic. But fair enough, good luck with your search for a car. What color is it? Huh? What color is the car? It's white. LOL, nah, I hate white. So just don't buy my car then. LOL, I won't. Good luck selling your piece of stuff Honda, buddy. Tell Brad to call me when he has a minute, and go flip yourself. This is John from Slash Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like, share it with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one.